I'm Lisa Pickering, and welcome to CITV's Press Talk. Here's the most recent news and information from the government of Bermuda.
Good morning. Today I have more good news for the people of Bermuda, following last week's announcement regarding the ITU World Series. I'm joined today by Mr. Dave Clark, Vice President of Network Planning for JetBlue, who has flown in especially to help me share the good news, as well as the Bermuda Tourism Authority's Director of Public and Stakeholder Relations, Glenn Jones, who will also address you shortly. Thank you both for being here. Starting in May, actually May the 18th of next year, for the first time ever, JetBlue will begin a year-round service between Boston and Bermuda, a flight which has been seasonal between May to October for just under 10 years. As a further perk, JetBlue will be using their 150-seat Airbus 320 aircraft for this route, replacing their 100-seater aircraft. This will allow us more seat capacity year-round. So where we had 100 seats a day for 6 months, we will now have 150 seats a day for 12 months. When the Boston service was first secured almost 10 years ago, the objective was to eventually get a year-round daily service. And I'm thrilled to say that that day has come. Over the past few years, following the success and popularity of the Boston-Bermuda flight, JetBlue has made incremental additions to their flight schedule for this route, starting the season a week earlier and pushing back the end of the season by a week or two each year. This announcement today represents their belief in Bermuda and their commitment to Bermuda. The Ministry of Tourism, Transport and Municipalities has, as one of our tourism objectives, a desire to lengthen the tourism season. And having a year-round presence out of Boston is another step towards being able to realize that objective. And now for even more good news. JetBlue has offered one daily flight between Bermuda and New York's JFK Airport during the summer using its Airbus 320 and had been during the winter months operating one flight using a 100-seater aircraft. Now, JetBlue has replaced the 100-seat aircraft with the 150-seat Airbus 320 year-round out of JFK. And in addition, it will, for the first time in several years, introduce a second summer flight that will arrive in and depart from Bermuda in the early afternoon. The one flight that will operate year-round will depart JFK in the early evening, arriving in Bermuda at 9:55 p.m. The return flight will depart Bermuda at 8:30 a.m., arriving in JFK at 9:53 a.m. This new schedule will open up many more destinations for both residents and visitors to connect to and from. The increased JFK and Boston services will provide even more options for our East Coast visitors to frequent our shores and help meet increasing demand for airplane seats. Year to date, vacation air visitors from the United States were up 20% compared with 2015. This announcement today has been made possible through the efforts of a joint working team consisting of persons from the BTA and the Ministry of Tourism, Transport and Municipalities. These arrangements were finalized last month following a meeting between myself, General Manager of Airport Operations Air Natalie, and JetBlue in New York City. The Ministry and the BTA have been working closely together to approach airlines collectively in a joint effort with the common goal of expanding Bermuda's airlift. That relationship is bearing fruit, as indicated by this announcement. I should also mention that JetBlue will offer an introductory fare of $49 from JFK and $79 from Boston. This has been a very positive year for tourism in Bermuda, and I am thrilled for 2016 to conclude on such an encouraging note. Happy holidays to everyone in Bermuda. And Dave, welcome to say a few remarks.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Cheers. Thank you.
Good morning, and thank you everyone for being here today. Thank you, Mr. Fahy, for your kind introduction, for hosting us today. And I'd also like to thank you for your strong support of growing air service to Bermuda. You have been instrumental in making this announcement possible today. I'd also like to thank the Bermuda Tourism Authority, who's been a wonderful partner to work with over the years and has been a wonderful partner on this project recently. I'd especially like to congratulate CEO Bill Hanbury for his strong leadership on this project and throughout his tenure as CEO of the BTA. And I'd like to thank Aaron Adderley and the LF Wade International Airport team. You've been a pleasure to work with over the years. And lastly, I'd like to thank our terrific JetBlue team here in Bermuda, led by our local leader, Herbie Siggins. The fantastic job they do taking care of JetBlue's customers in Bermuda has made this possible today. JetBlue landed in Bermuda for the first time more than a decade ago, in May 2006. At that time, JetBlue was only serving about 35 cities, and Bermuda was our 6th destination off the U.S. mainland. What a difference a decade makes. Less than a month ago, we launched our 100th Blue City, Havana, and today about a third of our flying is in the Caribbean and Latin America. In the northeastern U.S., we're operating up to 215 flights per day from New York City, and we're now the largest airline in Boston, where we're on track to hit 200 daily flights in the coming years. But not everything has changed. For example, every one of those years since we began serving Bermuda, JetBlue has earned the J.D. Power Award for highest customer satisfaction in North America. This year, we were awarded this honor for the 12th year in a row. And today, we remain more committed than ever to providing exceptional customer service. But something that hasn't changed as much as I'd like in the past decade is our service to Bermuda. While we've made small changes, we're still roughly the same size as we were 10 years ago, and our growth has not quite kept up with what I think an excellent destination like this should be able to absorb. I believe that two great brands, two great experiences, two great partners, JetBlue and Bermuda, should grow together. And here we are today to talk about that growth. As the Minister mentioned, I'm very pleased to announce that beginning in May 2017, JetBlue will more than double our capacity to Bermuda. We're going to do this in 3 main ways. Firstly, we'll fly every day of the year from New York City, and in the summer, we'll fly twice per day from New York. Secondly, our flight from Boston will now be year-round instead of summer seasonal. And then thirdly, going forward, all of our flights to Bermuda will be scheduled daily on our A320 aircraft, our larger airplane. This will provide even more low fares and a more consistent and reliable schedule and operation for our customers. This will be a big improvement for customers traveling between Bermuda and New York or Boston. But that isn't all. As mentioned earlier, our daily flight from New York will arrive to Bermuda in the evening and will depart Bermuda in the morning. This will make it much easier to connect onwards to other parts of the JetBlue network. Our growth will allow new round-trip connections on JetBlue between Bermuda and 9 additional U.S. cities this summer. In fact, we will now have more than 40 total JetBlue destinations available from Bermuda with convenient connections over New York and Boston. This includes some large new connections, such as Houston and Jacksonville. Additionally, the increased flights will allow even more itinerary choices between Bermuda and some major destinations, such as Chicago, San Francisco, and Orlando. The winter season will also see a substantial increase in connectivity given our expanded flight schedule from Bermuda. It's truly never been so convenient to access destinations across the U.S. on JetBlue from Bermuda. And yes, these flights are available for sale right now on JetBlue.com. And we're not just committing more aircraft to Bermuda, we're committing to Bermuda itself. We're committing, with the help of our partners here, to more advertising in the U.S. in order to bring more visitors to Bermuda. We're committing to being even bigger partners here in your community, to be even more involved in events here in Bermuda. We view this as a partnership, and we will work hard to win the loyalty of customers in Bermuda. So whether visitors are coming here from the U.S. for events like the 2017 America's Cup or the Bermuda Golf Classic, or simply to relax or take part in the adventure available on the island, JetBlue is positioned now to be the airline of choice for visitors to Bermuda. And the same goes for our customers here in Bermuda. Whether it's the holidays in New York, a sporting event in Boston, a trip to Disney World, or any of the other attractions throughout our network, they will be much easier to reach. And of course, along with this commitment to Bermuda, JetBlue customers will also benefit from the most legroom in coach, our award-winning service, and the affordable fares that have made us a favorite for travelers in North America and Latin America. In closing, I'd like to once again thank all of our wonderful partners here. We look forward to growing together and celebrating our mutual success for many years to come. And here's to a very happy 2017. Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks very much, Dave.
Minister, thank you very much for inviting us to participate, and to Dave, thank you as well. I hope you're enjoying the weather we arranged for you.
Absolutely.
Good morning. JetBlue has been an excellent marketing partner, imaginative and innovative. a true believer in Bermuda's tourism product. With our teams working collaboratively, we have enjoyed success over the past year, creating incremental business for Bermuda and for the airline. The industry-wide numbers tell the story. This year, vacation air arrivals out of New York are up 44%, made possible by a 40% increase in the number of passenger seats flying to Bermuda. Today's news paves the runway for further growth in 2017, not only for travelers from New York, but those in Connecticut and New Jersey as well, because they have easy access to JFK. Out of Boston's Logan Airport, seat capacity is up 3% this year, and visitation from Massachusetts is up 6%. That's modest growth. Now, with JetBlue set to serve Bermuda from Logan year-round and with a larger aircraft, we are properly positioned for growth out of Boston, growth that is likely to be better than modest. Our team will work in lockstep with JetBlue to market to consumers all over New England, Massachusetts, Rhode Island, and New Hampshire. Beyond the technical data, the Bermuda Tourism Authority is excited about these developments for some additional reasons that benefit visitors and residents alike. More flights and more seats from our gateway markets typically lead to more competitive pricing, making air travel more affordable for all travelers. We've already experienced this out of JFK. Increased inventory on a year-round basis will help us to break the back of seasonality. It means a year from now, next winter, we'll have an even better chance to keep hotel workers on the job, taxi drivers on the road, and attractions across the island open to welcome visitors in the shoulder season. And when you're an island out here in the North Atlantic, air travel is the pilot light to economic activity. Without it, opportunities dim. With it, opportunities are brighter. Today's news is good for every facet of our economy. Lastly, but not least importantly, marketing partnerships where the destination and the airline work as a team to attract travelers is a fiscally prudent way to bring new inventory online and to increase air arrivals. Both sides have skin in the game and both sides reap the rewards of success. Marketing partnerships of this kind are cost-effective, and they relieve Bermuda's taxpayers from the risk of paying for airline seats that don't get filled. Our job now is to further build on an already strong marketing relationship with JetBlue. We want travelers in the New York tri-state area and all over New England to know they have significantly more options for travel to Bermuda in 2017 and beyond. And quite frankly, with the fares announced by JetBlue today, there's really never been a better time to visit. Thank you.
Ask you if your passengers, your staff, will appreciate having a new airport for all this extra development?
We at JetBlue want to give our customers excellent customer experience throughout the whole travel ribbon, so we're always supportive of a good ground experience. We don't have a position on the ongoing debate about the airport, though. We'll be happy to serve whatever facility is in place when it's in place. Good morning.
Do you have any projections on how many extra people this is going to bring to Bermuda?
We intend to fill our seats, and with seats more than doubling, we believe that JetBlue's passenger arrivals will more than double as well. I can follow up with the exact number. I don't have it in front of me, but it'll be substantial.